All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to leverage the principle of the law of attraction to actually get some top 10 level talent inside of your practice. So one of the things that we found is that most individuals are, at least owners wise, are just throwing out some ads blindly, trying to attract people into their clinic. And then what they do is they go through a couple interview questions. Then anybody with a license are like, yep, you're it, hire them. And then they bring them on as a staff. And then ultimately they find that they're either what we like to call a tier 3 or tier 4 employee, where they have lower core values and either low productivity or high productivity. And they sit there and they scratch their head and they're like, why am I not attracting really good people to work for me? And what we ultimately found, and it's really cut and dry, is that most owners that are having culture issues or staff issues, they literally don't have a big enough vision for their team to be able to fit their careers inside of. So, and I thought that was really interesting, because the owners that come in that have like, we're gonna grow 2, 3, 4, 5 clinics, or we're trying to take over the whole entire territory and, grow 20 clinics, those are the ones that are attracting really top tier talent. People get excited when they know that they're a part of something bigger than what they had aspired to be from their own career standpoint. Now, owners that come in, they're like, well, I really want to just do a lifestyle business, or, I want to kind of get to the point where it's just like me and another provider and we're like just hammering out some visits. There's nothing wrong with that, but just know that it's one of those things that like most people, and we see this all the time, is that like when the owner doesn't have a big enough vision, those providers, they come in, they work for like a year or two and they're like, well, I've kind of been there, done that, and then they usually go on to something else, especially your A players, right? A players want to be, if they're a level 10 employee, they're going to want to be part of a level 10 opportunity. And ultimately, what we've been seeing too during so inside of our program, if someone was to leave for whatever reason, we would send out a survey and kind of like an exit interview, and we would ask them like, hey, like what were some of the determining factors for you to leaving? And you'll be surprised at how many people respond with like, hey, I felt like I peaked as a professional inside the organization and I wanted to be challenged and go somewhere else. And ultimately, that is what you're going to start seeing with a lot of your tier or your level 10 employees, level 8s, 9s, 10s, is they're going to be like, hey, I've been here, I grew to the point where, I was able to get to. There doesn't seem to be anywhere else to grow, so they're going to shed that shell. Right? Just like a lobster does, like it grows the soft tissue, it hits the exterior wall, and it's like, well, there's nowhere else to grow, so they shed that shell, and then they go hide in hibernation, they grow another shell, and then they come out and be like, hey, look at my new big shell. So that's what a lot of level 10s do, is they come into your facility, they grow, there's nowhere else to grow, so they shed their shell, they quit their job, and then they go and work somewhere else. So I don't want that to happen to you guys, and that's why as owners, we need to understand that if you want to attract top 10 talent, we have to make sure that we're growing at least 30% after $1 million. Now, some of my startups will be able to just grow 40, 400, 500%. They're like,
30%, if I was doing 30%, I would just, I would be out of business.
I'm like, well, when you get to $1 million mark, it starts to slow down significantly. So before $1 million, yeah, you might have more growth, but after $1 million, it's really like 30% growth year over year is what we're trying to achieve. And we want to make sure that we're opening clinics, we're opening facilities, we're expanding territory to give people an opportunity to move into clinical directors or regional directors or even partnerships, whatever that looks like. So if you want to be able to attract level 10 individuals into your practice, make sure you have level 10 opportunities. In order to have a level 10 opportunity, you make sure you have a level 10 vision. If this video was helpful for you, go ahead and like and follow and subscribe to our channel. And then also, if you want to figure out how to actually set your big vision and start learning how to attract top 10 talent, go ahead and click the description, schedule a call with our team, and we look forward to speaking with you.